We're live.
All right. Well, you can see, hi everybody, I'm Abe Bonowitz, Death Penalty Action. There's Herman Lindsay with Witness to Innocence. There's been some developments here in St. Louis, and we're at a park that's a few blocks from the St. Louis County Courthouse. You can see the media has gathered here, and we're just waiting for a few more folks to show up. The development today is, instead of having a hearing, there is an agreement that's been developed between the defense and the prosecutors, and the judge has taken a recess to look at that. And there's a doggy for abolition over there. So the judge has taken a look at that until 1 o'clock, and we're going to see what happens. So hopefully this execution will not happen on the 24th of September. And meanwhile, we're here in St. Louis, and people are gathering for Missourians to abolish the death penalty. There's Elise, the co-director, and Michelle, the co-director, and a number of other folks from around the movement. Oklahoma, Atlanta. Gary and I are here from Ohio. So that's what's happening. And you can see most people are wearing the t-shirts here for Khalifa. And let's see, Gary, hold still so we can see your t-shirt. We've got a scan code that you can scan, get to the petition, or you can just go to madpmo.org or freekhalifa.org or deathpenaltyaction.org and sign the petitions, get involved, and see what we can do to help stop this, because, you know, what if we got it wrong? And are you willing to be the innocent person executed? So we're standing by and we're waiting for folks to arrive, and then they're going to, I presume, begin a media event. All these cameras can capture the message from people. So we're standing by, and if you have any questions, you can. Well, we can't really see the chat here as we organize this, so we're just we're just kind of here gathering and waiting. Justice! No! Justice! No!
It is very important because we are talking about a man's life.
That's right. No! Justice! No!
It is important that we get justice today. That everyone that is here tonight, we have a gallery He knows exactly what is wrong. He knows he's ready to take your job. If you're a part of another Missouri and Missouri and Reggie Griffin, he
Uh,
was exonerated off that quote. If Reggie talks about things on that day after the war has been served, and he can hear the ticking of the clock, and it's ticking down the way to him losing his life. I talked to a lot of exonerees. Many of them have been exonerated off that road. But we have one here today, right? We have one here that took that road out of and one from the state of Florida. So I'm telling you, but they're exoneree brothers. That's what they are, exoneree brothers. They call themselves brothers from another mother. I have heard them. They know the stories that I'm telling. Am I lying? That's what you said. We're in the clock ticking. They're here today. They know exactly where Marcellus is. They know exactly what Marcellus is going through. Their legal teams know exactly what Marcellus is. Should it really be a fight today if there's
uh,
evidence that reflects his innocence? Why do we still have this innocent man locked up when the prosecutors in this county have agreed that he's innocent? Shame on the state of Missouri. I tell you, our attorney general's office here in Missouri is absolutely ridiculous. They will fight these cases till they can't fight them anymore. They will leave people locked in here. All the justice the judges have said, release them. It's not right. So right now, I want to have two Amrons. Mr. Amron is an exoneree of the death row right here in the state of Missouri. He knows exactly what Marcellus is dealing with. He knows exactly what he's going through right now. He knows exactly what Marcellus is feeling right now. Everybody is in there determining what's going to go on with this man's life. I pray today that it is justice. Whatever they're negotiating, I pray for justice for Marcellus today. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Joe Amron, and once again, he is a Missouri exoneree of death row right here in our showing state of Missouri.
How y'all doing? My name is Joanne Moran, like she said. So I'm here on behalf of Marcellus also. And I experienced the same thing she's experiencing now. And like she said about the state of Missouri, they've always been blood hungry. Those who ain't familiar with my case, in 2003, the Missouri Supreme Court ordered them to release me because I was actually. But however, during the oral arguments, the Attorney General's office literally told the Missouri Supreme Court that even though they felt that I was innocent, I should still be executed. I mean, can you tell me the highest court in the state that I should still be executed, even though I was innocent? And they were shocked. Luckily, the courts went the right way. But I've been out 21 years now, and for the last 21 years, the state of Missouri has come back to my case to the rights here in a fair trial. People don't understand that just like the victims look for justice, the family of the perpetrator they want justice too. I want them to have more rights authority to him to defend himself against their acts of witnesses. It don't cost anybody anything for its person to send his evidence. You don't have to. You can't reverse it. If you're innocent, then you should have a court available to prove your innocence. You should have to be on death row in order to have your issues heard. We have a lot of work to do about abolishing the death penalty. I've been out 20 years and they have tried, but we got a long ways to go. I mean, any execution to me is a school unusual punishment. Whether you stay on death row, I know a guy who's been on death row 23 years now, and he's still being executed. There's no justice. We all seek justice. My family wants justice. Other people's family want justice. Not just for the victim, but also for the defense family. If he get executed and his son becomes a victim, his son's sons become a victim. We just can't keep creating all these victims. I have 10 brothers and sisters. If I'd have been executed, all 10 of my brothers and sisters would have become victims. For something they had no control over. So we need to start getting away from that. We got other methods, other ways we can dealing with criminals as far as punishment. So we need to just get rid of the death penalty. I mean, we are supposed to be the one who lead by example here in the United States. Here we are. We're executing people. But we're executing people. I mean, it's only certain countries that still execute people. We're one of them. And like I said, we look to lead by examples. And that's a bad example to show. When I was on death row, I watched 64 people get executed. And it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice at all. I watched 64 people get executed. And it's just unimaginable. Sitting there in a room with the clock's getting ticking. I don't think you hear the ticking of this clock. You have the administration there who actually deliberately harass you. Even though you're facing the threat of death, they sit there and harass you. You only can imagine sit there 24 hours a day when you knowing that the whole state of Missouri wants you to execute. Just imagine. I spent 5 years with no appeals at the Tulsa Correctional Center. I had no appeals and they couldn't execute. There was 13 of us. And 13 months later, there's only 2 of us left. All the rest of it executed. I sit there and watch them get executed once a week. Every day, one of them come get one of us and take us out there and execute us. Just so much stuff you go through, it's unimaginable. You couldn't imagine what you had to go through there on job. The only thing you see around you is death. The only thing you think about is death. He had a son, he had a grandson who wants to grow up. I mean, if we're seeking justice, we need to seek it the right way. We need to seek it the right way. Protect my constitutional rights, right? Protect my rights. Simple as the person who did this crime, anything is not the same constitutional rights. So, I just don't. We just maybe create more victims, like I said. We can do a lot of change certain states or go to the devil.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you all for gathering here this afternoon on a day that honestly we're just unsure what's happening with Marcellus, but we are going to stand in solidarity with he and his family because innocence matters. My name is Michelle Smith. I am co-director of Missourians to Abolish the Death Penalty. My other co-director, Elise Max, is here as well. And we are gathering here in this park today to express that we believe Marcellus should be free, he should not be executed, and he should receive justice. So we're going to have a few speakers come up and talk about their experiences, etc. We also have other things, ice cream and pizza for the folks after we get done speaking. But we really wanted to just stand in this space at this moment to let Khalifa and his family know that we are here. We're not going to allow whatever they're going to do to be done in the dark, right? And we're going to stay hopeful, and we're going to keep the faith that Khalifa will be free because he is innocent. That's right. So I'm going to bring up first, after me, our next person who in where Marcellus is. Mr. Herman Lindsay is the executive director of an organization called Witness to Innocence. Herman was on Florida's death row, and thankfully, Herman's life was saved, and he's free, and he's out in our communities across the country, not just in Florida or Missouri, but across the country, doing work for other people who are innocent on death row. So we appreciate Mr. Lindsay for being here, and I'm going to turn the mic over to him for a few words.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. Closer? I ain't never had one. I got about one. So, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. And one of the things I wanted to touch on is we select elected officials to protect us, to provide justice, and to do the right thing. But I'm wondering, why do we have people such as the governor and the AG fighting when they know the state made a mistake? We, the people, has to understand that we have to let them know that it is okay if the state make a mistake. If they make a mistake, take accountability and fix it. Don't try to kill them and try to put it under the grave. That is not what we were electing them for. I know how he feels. I cried out like that. And thank God the Florida Supreme Court reversed my case and released me. But how about those that don't get released because the state feels like the evidence is not significant enough to prove innocent? But we live on a system that says the jury must prove beyond a reasonable doubt. So if it's evidence that questions, it should be presented and it should be heard. And I'm asking this court today to review this issue and free this man. And let the people know that we have to speak out, and let the governor, let the AG know, let other prosecutors know that we understand that our justice system is broken. That we understand that it is okay when you make a mistake, but take accountability and fix it.
Amen.
Don't execute a person and hide it. Fix it. Thank you.
Now, justice. Now, justice. Now.
Thank you, Herman, for those words. And I hope you all felt it from a person who, again, has been where Marcellus currently is. We're going to go ahead with the short program, and we're going to bring up a person that has stood by us through all of these issues for many years, and we're greatly appreciative of him. Mr. Nimrod Chappell is the president of the Missouri State Conference of the NAACP. And he has, again, anytime I've called, anytime I've needed support or advice, he's been there. And we truly appreciate the NAACP in Missouri and nationwide for standing with us with these issues of the death penalty. So, Rob, you want to give us a few words?
Amen.
Thanks. And as much as I'm happy to be here and stand with people who are convicted morally to the issues that we know are at the core of America's values: justice, democracy, decency, trial by jury, and actually coming up with a decision that stands on its merits. Here we have an attorney general that we have to recognize, and not just as the NAACP, not just the Missourians to abolish the death penalty in Missouri, or the ACLU, the concerned clergy around the state, the thousands and tens of thousands that have signed the petition online to ensure that Marcellus is not put to death illegally. We are here to ensure that American values actually mean something. A long time ago, John Locke came up with a concept called the social contract, right? Where we are citizens, we have obligations and rights that we have to fulfill. At the same time, we have demands that we placed upon government. Those are simple: due process, Tell the truth to us. Don't use our money against us. And that's all of what we see here in Missouri. We have an attorney general named Andrew Bailey that is hell bent on ensuring that as many innocent people remain in jail unlawfully as we can identify. It's terrible. At the same time, we have other people who have, according to him, run out of judicial process. New processes have been allowed through the state legislature, and he still backs the core concept that innocent people should not be in jail. We also know that he uses his power, his pulpit, to ensure that people, not just Khalifa, but many other people throughout the state of Missouri are subjected to judicial process when other people can't get the process to work for them. Innocent people who died, like Tory Sanders in a Mississippi County jail. Innocent people like Justin King, who was murdered by his neighbor. Innocent people like Durante Martin, who was found dead in an attic, apparently by suicide, when he's alleged to have shot himself with a hand that had a cast on it, who cannot get justice. But we have an attorney general who is working so hard to keep Khalifa on death row, when all the evidence points in the opposite direction. Missouri, it's time for a change.
Amen.
And it's important that we're here standing together to ensure that people not only know about these issues, but can come out in their own communities and let their voices be heard. Because it's not one man on death row. Khalifa stands for us all. If we're going to imprison people, if we're going to execute people and murder people without the rule of law being followed, then we are all at risk. Our entire democracy is at risk. I'm here on behalf of not only the NAACP for the state of Missouri, but bring greetings from the national organization to tell you that this is a national issue, that we're concerned to see that yet again Missouri is trying to execute an innocent person, keeping them in prison unlawfully, and doing so not just to one, but to many. I'm here on behalf of the Missourians for Alternative to abolish the death penalty, because the death penalty is something that even the American Bar Association has said in the state of Missouri does not work. Not only are its aims immoral and impractical, the application doesn't work. This is just another lynching in line with so many more that have occurred in Missouri. It's an injustice that we can't bear and shall not be tolerated. When I ask you, when we fight, we win. What? When we fight,
We win.
when we fight,
We win.
when we fight.
We win.
All right. Thank you.
In peace. In peace.
So we're going to have a couple of more speakers, and then I know time is of the essence. So we're going to head back over to the courtroom shortly before 1 p.m. because that's when the judge said that the court hearing will reconvene. So I'm a little overwhelmed today because this is a very difficult day for a lot of us that care about myself. But I definitely want to move forward. Again, just a couple of more speakers. We're going to next bring up Mr. Clifton Davis. Clifton is a person, he is not an exoneree. However, he went to prison at a very young age. He's what we call a juvenile lifer. And he had a very long sentence that he was able to get out of prison. But during his time in incarceration, he actually lived with the men on Missouri's death row. And he supported many of them. He knows many of them. And he calls them friends. So I wanted to make sure that we afforded the microphone to somebody who actually has been in that space and who knows the people that are impacted. Today, Clifton is in Columbia, Missouri, and he is with an organization called Primrose Path, and he is doing a lot of work, reentry work in Columbia for the community who are coming out of incarceration. So, Clifton, can you come up and give us a few words?
Thank you. And assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I just want to bear witness that there's no God but Allah. And can you hear me? Okay, all right, thank you. I'm new to this thing. But yes, my name is Clifton Davis. I served 26 years in the Missouri Department of Corrections, and Khalifa is not my friend, my brother.
Yeah.
With all due respect. He's my brother. We have the same father. And what I want to say is on behalf of Khalifa and just justice, how is killing someone a punishment when everybody's going to die? You think about these arcaded and outdated laws, policies, procedures, and these core beliefs that have been embedded in the fabric of America because they're outdated. They don't work. The system's not broke. The system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. And when we need to wake up and admit that and stop being naive and pretending like the system is some invisible person or people when we know that they real people and that they really exist, and we need to start speaking truth to power, and we need to start saying names, and we need to expose these individuals that are making these draconian laws, that are abusing their position of power, like this attorney general is doing, where they say that it's better that 99 guilty men go free than one innocent man is incarcerated. What about if an innocent man is murdered? Has Missouri ever killed an innocent man? Yes, they have. And they want to do it again. Unless we stand up and say something about it. What would you do if your life was on the line? Who would you call on if your life was on the line? Who would step up and speak for you if they were trying to kill you, murder you? This is serious. This is irreversible. Once you take up life, it can never come back. It never come back. So why can't we slow down and let the truth come out? Why would you want to conceal and keep evidence that proves that this man is innocent out of the courtroom? How can we even vote for someone that believes that their job is to go around and kill innocent people? How can we put someone in a position of power to represent the people and he only doing things for self-interest? Think about this governor that disbanded that committee that Eric Greitens put together. I don't know for a fact what happened, but it sounds like a political favor to me. Why would you disband it before they reached their decision and you know what they was about to say? Who made that call? Why at the end of your term you're concerned about this issue? You're not running for governor again. It sounds like there was someone else's issue that he's representing. But he's not representing the will of the people because the will of the people don't want Khalifa to die, do. So this is what we want to do. We want to speak out and speak up. Truth to power. Don't be afraid. Don't silence your voice. I'm on parole right now. They removed my name off every inmate in the Missouri Department of Corrections email them. Then threatened to put me back in there. But I tell you what, yeah, I left prison. And like Huey P. Newton said, I left a maximum security prison and just came home to a medium security prison. Thank you.
Try not to drop it. Okay, so we're going to hear from two more people, and then we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this thing up and heading back over to the court. Next, I want to bring up Mr. Obi Anthony. Obi is the executive director of Exonerated Nation, which is an organization that advocates for people who are wrongfully convicted, because Obi himself was wrongfully convicted. He spent over 16 years of his life after going into prison and being wrongfully convicted at the age of 16. And Obi has started his organization to fight for those like him, those like Marcellus, and others who are also wrongfully convicted in this country. So I wanted to invite Obi to say a few words. Obi?
Right, thank you, everybody who's coming. Thank you for the media for being here to hear this truth. Thank you to my community, my brothers and sisters who came from so far, the exonerees who have traveled to come here and support the Khalifa and making certain that this innocent man does not get executed. My brother just said, say their name. So Governor Parson, Attorney General Bailey, justice is not yours. Facts has given the truth for justice to prevail, and you both are hindering it. The people have spoken. As you can see, standing here in crowds, and many of us are advocating not only that you exonerate and free this innocent man, but you do it today. You don't need to wait to have justice, allow for justice to do what it's supposed to do. We don't need to wait until somehow someone else has come and may have tried to persuade you, because the people are here to do so. And so I stand in solidarity with the brother who just spoke those words, say their name. Because if we don't know their name, then we don't know what they're doing. And when we know their name, we know what they're doing behind closed doors and behind those chambers where they try to keep things in secret. What they did to me 17 and a half years ago, where I also faced the death penalty, was given life without the possibility of parole plus 50 years for a murder robbery I did not commit. And so I know this is not beyond them. That, as a matter of fact, they're responsible for over 3,947 across their what's called United States, and over 200 from death row itself. So we don't have to say, yeah, we know that they get it wrong, because we know that's a fact. We got the innocent bodies here from death row and from those prisons that had life without life, 25 to life. I think last night I heard the sister say, Michelle Obama say, that is not enough for us just to talk about it, that we got to be about it.
It's right.
And that's why we came here today, not only in support of Khalifa, but in support of every innocent person that are in these prisons across these United States. I said we stand up for justice today. We make noise today. We make noise tomorrow, and we make noise all the way out until they are done holding innocent bodies. I thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for your support.
Justice! No! Justice! No!
I'm getting a little emotional. This is very difficult. We're going to close out our speaking with somebody that can only close us out. I'll talk about her in a second, but just want to say real quick, and once we get done here, we are going to head back to the court, and I want to make sure everybody eats the pizza and gets ice cream on your way back, because we paid for it, so you gotta eat it, right? So please get pizza and ice cream and head back down to the court. But I want to bring up a person who has been amazing in this work. We call this the movement. This criminal justice work is called the movement among us. And this person has been instrumental and involved and on the front lines of this work for many, many years. And I love her so much. She's actually one of my mentors, even though she just thinks she's my friend. She's a mentor, somebody that I look towards. Reverend T-Cherie Dickerson is from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. She is also part of Oklahoma City Black Lives Matter. And again, she has been out in these communities, on these streets, and in these spaces where she's speaking for innocent people, where she's speaking for people who are wrongfully convicted, where she's speaking for people who are just impacted by the system traumatically and violently. So we definitely want to appreciate Reverend T-Cherie and the fact that she came all the way from Oklahoma, and want to give her the space to close us out.
Amen.
Can y'all hear me? Do I need this?
It's helpful for people with hearing aids.
I do need it?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are we here again, Missouri? Why are we here again, Oklahoma? Why are we here again, Tennessee, Arkansas? Why are we here again? As I was sitting, meditating, asking my divine power, what am I supposed to say? Because I want to be honest, I'm a little tired and I'm weary of having to continue a fight that never should be. The divine said, take off your shoes, daughter, because you are standing on holy ground. Take off your shoes and deliver the message that there never should be a reason why we have to make strategies and campaigns to humanize humans. There should never be a case where we're having to decide whether or not someone's humanity is up for debate, because humanity should never be up for debate.
Amen.
So many groups here are standing in solidarity. I see my comrades with death penalty action. I see those here from Tennessee against the death penalty, and so many others. Arkansas, 8th Amendment Project. We're all standing here. I see people from the Green Party. What I don't see is some of the people, and you may be here, you have not identified yourself, that are also pro-life. The pro-lifers should be here. Because you need, if you are pro-life, then you know the death penalty is abhorrent. I don't care about guilt or innocence. The death penalty needs to be abolished.
Amen. Amen.
I do believe in the innocence of our brother, Marcellus Khalifa Williams.
Amen.
Inshallah, he should have already been released. Never should have come to the point to where those in government were able to literally prostitute justice and the law, to imprison another person who has done nothing wrong. But we know we live in a country where the entire process was built on stolen land. So I want to talk about how the death penalty was given to our indigenous sisters and brothers without cause. How they enslaved people in melanated skin after they kidnapped from their lives. And so we're standing on stolen ground talking about stolen lives. The government should be held accountable.
Amen.
We need to be talking about a communal case where we are filing charges against them. We talked about the governor and the attorney general, but they are not alone here in Missouri. We spend time calling out all of those people and trying to dismantle a system that says you are standing for justice and bringing justice to victims' families. Well, I can talk to you as a victim's family survivor. I've had 4 people, and it breaks my heart every time that I have to say it, but I can call the names. Elizabeth Jennings, my sister. Joseph Sutton, my daddy. Samuel Atkins, my son. And Lewis Williams, my brother, all murdered. 2 of those cases were death penalty cases. And I had to decide where I stood on the issue of the death penalty. They asked me to deliver a victim's impact statement. They never told me. They never prepared me for what comes after. They're not honest about the trauma that happens to victims' families when they realize they have been deceived. And I told them after I made my impact statement, they gave a conviction of guilty, and they literally put 2 people on the death row from my statements. They made me complicit in the murder of another life. And so I tell you that even though I miss those people, I wish that I had one more moment. You can never convince me that murdering someone will bring justice for murder. You cannot make it make sense.
Right.
And so I am also calling for all of the other victims' family members to recognize that the same system that says they're trying to fight for justice on your behalf, they are tokenizing you. They are deceiving you. And they are bringing their own criminal actions for self-elevation, for acclaim, and for money. Don't be deceived that this is not about making those who do not respect humanity wealthier. The Department of Corrections is one of the most consistent and successful system that drains finances and drains life from all of those impacted in the system.
That's right.
Even those that are doing the work of evil don't even realize the reckoning and the reaping that they're bringing on themselves when they participate in it.
That's right.
We put too much faith in a punitive system. We need to be talking about restorative justice. We need to be talking about saving lives.
That's right.
We need to be talking about accountability.
Amen.
And the way the systems of corrections are set up now, it is a fallacy. It is a falsehood. And it is literally the antithesis of what humanitarian services and service and ministry is supposed to be about.
Preach.
So, right now, the DNC is happening. And there are a group of people who say that they are fighting to keep this entire nation a better place. But I don't know if it's ever really been great. From my lens, I've never felt safe. In my skin, in who I am, and the audacity to speak truth. But I'm going to continue speaking it unapologetically. But we should be calling from those in the highest ranks of government, all the way down to the municipalities, that they need to change the entire policy and laws around capital punishment.
Amen.
We should be pushing those who we are promoting as leadership to simply do the right thing, to take action. And it should be an easy choice. So I am asking and challenging everyone within the sound of my voice, every person of conscience, whatever your faith-based system is, stand in understanding that we all submit to a higher power. And that higher power has called that no more harm should be done to any of us, beloveds. We are all part of the beloved community. And so I am saying, choose life, choose right, and to remind them and make it a daily profession and declaration that death will never equal justice.
That's right.
Death will never equal justice. It cannot, it shall not. The actions they're taking are simply an abomination.
Amen.
And I say that as an ordained minister, as a pastor, and as a servant. I was sent here to serve. And so in my service today, I am saying to those that are actually negotiating, and we should not be negotiating about the life of a person,
No.
that all you have to do is simply step back and think about, it could be you. And how would you want the tables to turn? And I believe that each person working in this system would say, I will want to be saved. None of us here are perfect. None of us here are perfect. But love never fails.
Right.
And so if we just pour love into the system more and be consistent in it, beloved, we will be victorious on this day, on tomorrow, and forevermore. Because again, death will never equal justice. Ashe.
Free Khalifa. Free Khalifa.
Free Khalifa.
Free Khalifa. Free Khalifa.
Thank you. And you all saw why I asked Reverend T-Sheree to go last. She is simply amazing, and her words are always profound in my spirit. So thank you so much for that. We're going to go ahead and conclude. I just want to leave the press at least with one more thought. Marcellus Khalifa Williams is a human being. He is a father. He is a grandfather. He is a son. He is a mentor. He is a poet. He is a man of great faith. He is Islamic. And for every of those reasons, the outcome of this process should be the saving of his life. So I want to leave you all with that. And lastly, we want to get a photo with the exonerees who are here. And then also we're going to add in a few more folks. Again, we have some folks here who have been incarcerated for many years of their lives and are doing amazing work in organizing today. And I appreciate you all. So we're going to get a couple of pictures. But again, we're going to head back over to the courtroom shortly. And please take pizza and ice cream. So thank you all for coming. And again, free Khalifa, save Marcellus, innocent lives matter.
Amen. Al, you want to bring it back to me?
Hey, Abe, sorry, what's up? Are you there?
Let me know when I got my camera on. Turn off the other one.
Okay, you're good. Except we can't hear you. I'm not sure why. Not sure why we can't hear you. Okay.
Okay,
Go
they're
to
organizing
the
the.
other device.
Can you hear me all right? Allie, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you. So turn your device around again like you just did and use the device that's streaming.
Can
Yep,
you hear me?
Yes.
Allie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
can you hear me? So we're just closing up the rally here where a number of people have spoken, and we're waiting now at 1 o'clock. The judge is supposed to come back into from his chambers, and what's happening is there's a negotiation going on. A negotiation. So it's not actually a hearing to look at the DNA evidence that proves Khalifa is innocent. Now it's a negotiation. We don't know what's going to come of it. Some of us are kind of fearful of what's going to come of it, but that's what's happening. And as soon as we have more answers, we'll be back. So thanks for tuning in with Death Penalty Action. We're here with Missourians to abolish the death penalty, Witness to Innocence, and a bunch of other people. And we're grateful to everybody that's watching and everybody that's signing the petitions, and everybody that's helping this sort of thing happen. So we're on the ground here in St. Louis, and we'll be back as soon as there's more resolution on what's happening here today. Thanks very much.